On the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Edric Sylvester Pruitt, file numbers 23-00441, 23-00470, 23 is Mr. Brodowitz supposed to be here on that?
Mr. Georges is here from the prosecution.
Okay, Mr. Brodowitz is in the breakout, waiting room. 23-00564 and 23-00590. Council appearances, please.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Edric Sylvester Pruitt.
Who is the assistant prosecuting attorney on it?
Mr. George is logged in and said he was here for it, but now.
Mr. Brodowitz, can you hear me?
Yes, Your
Are
Honor.
you appearing? Are you going to be appearing on Pruitt, or is it going to be Mr. George?
It'll be me, Your Honor. I had something that ran long and George was going to cover for me, but I was able to get here.
Okay, sounds good. You can place your appearance on the record.
Jeff Brodowitz on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Okay, today was the date set for a review on competency. Did receive a report. My understanding is that Mr. Pruitt has elected not to appear in court today. Counsel, is that accurate?
That is my understanding.
I'm trying to find the most recent. I think it was a small one. Sorry. There. So that's this one. So it's from May 17th. We can start date stamping these red envelopes. This what? I think this is it. Okay, I do have a report here from the Department of Health and Human Services Center for Forensic Psychiatry. August 14th, 2023 is the date. It was authored. Did the council get a copy of this report?
I did not get a copy of that report.
Give me just 1 second, Your Honor. Sorry. I do not believe the people received that most recent report either, Your Honor.
Okay, sounds good. We'll go off the record on that.
Okay.
And Mr. Bigelow will get everybody a copy of the report. Okay. Ooh, there's people here. Let's see. Who's on the Samsung SM?
Amari McPherson.
What is your name?
Amari McPherson.
Okay, Mr. McPherson, you can take your hood off. And let me see your face. All right, it looks like the phone is down. I need you to have the phone prepared for you to appear in court and proceed, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, who's representing Mr. McPherson?
I am, Your Honor. I do need a breakout with him.
Okay, your attorney needs to meet with you. So we'll get you in a private meeting room when she's available, okay? Who do you have that's ready to go?
Your Honor, I have ready to go John Vu, Kayla Walker, Adrian Evans, Jose Lopez Hernandez, and Benny Taylor.
On the record of the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus John Vu, file number 23-01605, council appearance.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant John Vu, who's appearing separately by video.
Okay, today's the date and the time that's set for a pretrial and operating with a 0.08 blood alcohol content. We adjourned this in July to allow him to get an assessment. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, Mr. Vu has scheduled an assessment with PATS this afternoon at 1 p.m. So we'd be asking for another 30-day adjournment in order to get that report and negotiate with the prosecutor.
October 3rd at 9.
October 3rd at 9 a.m. Do you have any questions today, Mr. View? Mr. View, you are muted. The prosecutor.
Okay.
Oh, Mr. Simpson just.
No, I do not
Yeah.
have any questions.
Okay, any additional matters for the record?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
None for the defense.
Okay, you're all set. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Tashara Randalls, file number 23-01600, council appearance.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of the Shara Randalls.
Ms. Randalls, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Your Honor.
Okay, I can't see you. Okay, while she's working on her device, what was the expectation for how we were proceeding today?
Ms. Randalls has her assessment scheduled at on August 31st at 12 p.m. with Realty. We realized that it was adjourned last time for her to get the assessment, but she needed a couple months to save the money to actually pay for the assessment. At this time, there is no offer, so we could proceed by setting this for a final pre-trial and trial and allow her to get the assessment completed before the final pre-trial and see if the city would be willing to make her an offer.
Okay, I'll set it for a pre-trial. I don't typically do final pre-trials on OWIs. The other thing is I'm going to require her to appear in person because she doesn't have video.
October 3rd at 9 a.m.
Ms. Randalls, you need to appear in person October 3rd at 9 a.m.
Okay,
Do you have any questions today?
no, thank you.
No problem. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
For the defense, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set. Thank you.
Thank you.
On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Kayla Janae Walker, file number 22-00461 and 22-03464, council appearance.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of defendant Kayla Walker, who was appearing separately by video.
Okay, today was the dates set or reset for pre-trials on these matters. We have a 2 counts of blood alcohol, 0.17 or higher, and then 1 false info. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I've been trying to get Ms. Walker screened for 54B sobriety court. The latest email I got this morning from Maria Taylor, the probation officer for sobriety court, was that Ms. Walker is eligible. That was all that I got, so I'm hoping to follow up and hopefully with a 30-day adjournment, we should have a transfer and clean sentence.
Okay, we'll reset these.
October 3rd at 9.
October 3rd at 9:30. Do you have any questions today, Ms. Walker?
No questions.
Okay. See you October 3rd at 9:30. Sounds good. Let's see. So you had someone else, Ms. Donnelly.
Oh, yes.
Ms. Roy? Aisha Gordon's here.
Yes, she is.
That's John Lee's. And then
Adrian Evans.
on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Adrian Dominique Evans, file number 23-01757, council appearance.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant Adrian Evans, who is appearing separately by video.
Today is the date and time set for a pretrial on trespassing. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, it was taking some difficulty for me to get the police report, but I was able to, Prosecutor Staples provided it this morning. So I've had a brief opportunity to go over it with Mr. Evans. I'd like to follow up on that, so if I could get another brief adjournment.
August 29th at 11. You have any questions today, Mr. Evans?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well then we'll see you August 29th at 11, okay, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
You're all set, thank you. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Brian Varley, file number 22L273-6601, council appearance.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Brian Varley.
Okay, Mr. Varley is present via Zoom. We reset this matter because the doctor's office had improperly completed some paperwork that was necessary for him to try to obtain a license. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, Mr. Varley reports he did in fact take the road test with the Secretary of State. It was the recommendation of the Secretary of State that Mr. Varley circle back to Origami and take a longer, more detailed road test with the doctors there. The evaluator said that due to the ADD condition that Mr. Varley suffers from, he was not comfortable at that time issuing a license, but said that he would consider doing just that if Mr. Varley went back to Origami and completed a longer, more detailed road test with the doctors there.
Oh, so what are you looking for today?
Looking for an adjournment to allow him time to circle back to Origami and take their longer, more detailed road test. Minimum of 30 days, but probably he's going to have to go back to Secretary of State too, so 45 would be better.
October 17th at 9. October 17th at 9. Is going to be your new court date. Do you have any questions today, Mr. Varley? You're muted.
Sorry, no, I do not.
Okay, any additional matters for the record today?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
Nothing for the defense.
Okay, you're all set, sir.
Thank you.
Let's see.
I need to talk to Cotton Guimana and McPherson, but I have Jose Lopez Hernandez ready and Pam Taylor.
On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Jose Lopez Hernandez, file number 22-03345, council appearance.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant Jose Lopez Hernandez, who is appearing separately by video.
Okay, Mr. Jose Lopez Hernandez, so this is the date that we reset your matter. I have here one count of blood alcohol level 0.17 or higher. And we reset it so that there was additional time for screening with a Spanish translator. How are we proceeding today?
Your Honor, yes. I've had the opportunity to go over the materials for their screening with him and a Spanish translator. I am now in the process of coordinating with the probation officer, 54B Sobriety Court, to have him screened by her. There's a slight miscommunication between her office and mine that I'm hoping to get settled soon on who has to provide the translator. My office is saying that it's only for current attorney and client consultations, basically. So they're telling the court that they have to provide a translator. So I'm just trying to work that out. So I'm just requesting on 30 days, Your Honor.
Okay, so we'll reset this.
October 3rd at 9:30.
October 3rd at 9:30. You have any questions, Mr. Lopez Hernandez?
Your Honor, thank you.
You're welcome. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
Nothing for the state, defense.
Thank you. You're all set.
Thank you.
See something coming. He's jumping ship now.
No, I don't know why.
They might be hiring now. I don't know.
Oh, they're always,
Let's see, you have Fannie Taylor.
yes.
On the record, in the matters of the people of the city of Lansing versus Fannie Taylor, I have file numbers 23-01482, 23-01483, 23L2784, 321, 23L2785, 961, and 962. Council appearances.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
And Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant, Penny Taylor, is appearing separately by video.
Okay, Ms. Taylor, I have one driving while license is suspended, no insurance, improper plate, and then drove unregistered, and an equipment violation that you're scheduled for pretrial and explanation hearings today. And we reset these matters. How are we proceeding today?
Your Honor, today, there is an offer that Ms. Taylor would like to accept. It is for her to, for some amended charges, basically on, what is it? The driving while license suspended 1482 OT. The city would allow her to plead guilty to and allowing a suspended person to operate. And then a civil infraction, Ms. Taylor, we agreed that she could have, or she would accept responsibility for impeding traffic on any of the files, I guess, Your Honor.
Okay, well, she has a whole equipment violation.
Yes,
She's
that
not
one.
Extractable. Why wouldn't she just?
Well, I thought equipment violations was abstractable. It's
I don't believe they are. Okay, so one of them you want to have amended to impeding traffic,
yes.
and then you don't know which one it is. It doesn't matter.
In that case, no, Your Honor, it doesn't.
Let's see. Impeding.
An equipment equipment violation is 0 civil infraction, abstractable.
Unattractable.
I thought it was. It's not on.
Yeah,
Maybe they changed it.
I don't ever remember it being abstractable. I'm former assistant city attorney.
I lost my printout of my folder with all the.
We can get you one of these G&D.
Yes, thank you.
Is that yours?
Yes, this is mine. I printed everything out so that I could have it. Equipment violation 3400. Yeah, I'm just making sure it's not on my list of non-abstractables. Yes. Oh, I see that now. No on the abstract. Okay. No, we should be fine with the equipment. Yes. And thank you.
Okay, so she'll accept responsibility to the equipment violation.
Yes.
And the remaining will be dismissed. Is that accurate, Mr. Staples?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Taylor, you want to accept that offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. Okay, so in order for you to accept the offer to the amended charge in the driving while license suspended to an allowing an unlicensed driver or allowing a suspended driver to operate, you would have to give up the following rights. One is your right to have a trial. So you have the right to a jury trial. At the time of your trial, you have the right to the presumption of innocence. You're innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to require the city to prove your guilt at trial by proving each element of the charge being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Are you willing to give up all of those rights so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you also have the right to remain silent at trial and not have silence be used against you. You have the right to question, cross-examine, or confront in court any of the witnesses that the city intends to call against you. And you have the right to call your own witnesses or present evidence at trial that you believe further adds to the charge being brought against you. Are you willing to give up those rights as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody making any promises to you to get you to waive those rights?
No, ma'am.
Threats being made to you in exchange for you waiving those rights?
Pardon me?
Anybody threatening you to get you to waive your rights?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you're pleading guilty because you believe you're guilty.
Yes, ma'am.
As to the amended charge of allowing the suspended driver to operate, how do you plead, ma'am?
Guilty.
On a factual basis, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right, Ms. Taylor, on May 10th of 2023, were you operating a vehicle at or near Martin Luther King Boulevard and Hillcrest in the city of Lansing?
Yes, ma'am.
And at that time, when you were operating that vehicle, did you have a valid license?
No, ma'am.
And do you today have a valid license?
No, ma'am.
All right, and you were pulled over or you had contact with the Lansing Police Department, correct? So, Ms. Taylor, did you hear me? Did you, at that time and
Yes,
place,
ma'am.
did you have contact with the Lansing Police Department? Okay, all right, and was there something wrong with the car, like headlights or something?
Yes, ma'am. My driver river mirror.
All right, you're on for the question.
Pardon me?
Okay. Any questions from the city?
Nothing from the city, Your Honor.
Court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea. Find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. The allowing unlicensed driver, your fine is $200. The equipment violation, the fine is $125. It's a total of $325. When can you make payment?
Well, I start working Monday at
Okay,
Bridgewater.
and how much are you gonna pay?
I'm gonna try to come up with it.
You're gonna
I don't
pay it
know.
all at once, is what you're saying?
Yes, I'm gonna try to, because I don't start till Monday. Start work
Okay.
Monday.
Okay, so I'll note here that you start work on Monday and you'll pay in full within 60 days.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You know how to make payment online?
No, I don't like that. I'm just gonna come in. I just want to
That
come
works
in.
as well. That's just fine. I'll note that here that you'll make payment within 60 days and then you'll be all set, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see. You needed to meet with someone in the.
Yes, now I'm, do we have a translator yet for Mr.?
I thought I admitted somebody, no? Maybe not.
Again,
It wasn't?
it was just him on the second.
Got it. He was on 2 devices. I don't know where the
So I can
translator
leave,
is.
leave.
Yep, yes, ma'am, you're free to
All
go.
right, then I'll wait for that and you'll talk to Mr. Pearson.
Sounds good. Okay, we're gonna go back on the record and then on my Through it in just a minute. See if Ms. Boyd's ready to proceed. 'Cause people are doing too much with me in their house. I don't want to see what y'all doing in your houses, actually. Ms. Foy,
Yes,
are you ready to proceed?
yes.
Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Maisha Foy, file number 19-03435, council appearance.
Matt Staples on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Naisha Boyd. For the record, Your Honor, Ms. Boyd records and reports her first name as Naisha beginning with an N.
Okay, so it should not be listed as Maisha, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Correct.
Okay, the other spelling is accurate.
Yeah, it's only thing was different, I believe, was the N and the M. It was supposed to be an N instead of an M.
I see that on at least one document, so obviously someone knew the correct spelling.
Yeah,
Why did
the officer that night that had arrested me for driving with no license had thought I said Maisha instead of Naisha. So when she had came back to the car and told me, I said, no, my name is Naisha, not Maisha. So that's how I got on the documents, I'm guessing.
Oh, okay, yeah, I do see your bond. It has the correct name on here. Okay. Nice. We'll get that changed. Today was the date that we reset this matter so that Ms. Boyd could practice her parallel parking. Are we proceeding?
Your Honor, Ms. Boyd took a 2-week class that she completed last Friday, August 18th. She is taking her road test this afternoon. So we are requesting a 1-week adjournment. We expect that next week she will be able to present to the court her brand new driver license.
Sounds good. August 29th at 11.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck to you today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, and you needed to speak with whom? McPherson?
I'm Mari McPherson. I think
He's here.
Just have to accept it.
He has to accept the breakout room.
He's in it.
Oh, there he is. Got it. Okay. Sorry. Boy. You just will reset it till next week. Yeah. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Michael Robinson, the file number is TA 22002196.
I couldn't find that, but apparently.
Mr. Robinson, today's the date set for show cause because you owe $114. And you told us you were gonna pay it on July 12th.
Okay.
But you didn't. What's going on?
Oh, I just don't get paid till Friday. So I was going to actually break it down there Friday. I just been having a lot of stuff going on because I got another court appearance with you and I had to pay for a lawyer. So I got my lawyer out the way.
I recall. Okay, you need to make sure if you don't make that payment by Friday that you come see me. Otherwise, a bench warrant issues when you say you're gonna pay something and you don't, okay?
Okay. Yep. Well, I'll be in there Friday and get it took care of.
Okay, sounds good. You're all set.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. She's talking to McPherson. Did we see Mr. Evans? Yes. Marquise Evans. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Marquise Evans. Mr. Evans, this is a show cause because you owe us $200.
Yes. I paid 100 of it this morning. I was gonna ask you for if I can get 30 more days, if that's possible, because I've been having a lot going on. They raised my rent in school. I had to help out with my kids' school clothes, shoes, and stuff. So I just was gonna ask for a little more time, and I thought I was going to pay the whole balance today, but
Fine.
I ended up
If you paid it this morning, If you paid 100 this morning, it hasn't hit our system yet because it does take time. I'll note here, you'll pay the balance within 30 days, okay?
Okay, okay, yep, but I'll have to take you care of it.
All right, you're all set then, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
No problem.
Verify that or?
Yeah. Let's see, we don't have a interpreter. That's not good. Ms. Williams is here for Dice Automotive at 10, I think. And
Yes, Your
then
Honor,
on the
yes.
record. Very good, thank you. Back on the record in the matter or matters versus Edric Pruitt. My understanding is that the city is moving to dismiss their matters.
That is correct, Your Honor. We would be moving to dismiss the 3 city charges against Mr. Pruitt. All 3, I believe, based on my records, were written on tickets, so we would just make a motion to dismiss.
Okay, those will be dismissed. And then as to this remaining state matter, again, I think we've had both of you all receive copies of the report at this point. The body, in conclusion of the report, I should say, opines that at the time of the evaluation, Mr. Pruitt continued to exhibit a mental condition that interfered with his capacity to think and communicate rationally and realistically about the case. He also refused to participate in the evaluation. Jail staff has indicated his refusal of interaction with medical and mental health staff. I would also note for the record, he has, during the entire pendency of this particular case, refused to participate even in the arraignment process and refused to leave his cell. The forensic examiner opines Mr. Pruitt remains incompetent to stand trial, and it is their opinion that there is a substantial probability that Mr. Pruitt will be expected to regain competency within the timeframe allotted by the statute if he were provided a structured inpatient hospital setting with provision for appropriate therapeutic intervention. Any reason to object to the conclusion or the body of the report?
No objection from the people, Your Honor.
No objection.
Okay, I don't have any reason to dispute what's being stated there. I just have a concern as about how it is expected to get him to participate in that course of treatment when I think by this particular case is involving, I believe, assault on prison employee. And then since that time, he's been outright refusing to participate in anything.
That is my understanding as well, Your Honor, so I don't
Keep
know,
muted, please.
even if the court ordered treatment, would he participate in that treatment and benefit from it? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm gonna adopt the report without objection, and then what I'll order is that he undergo treatment, structured treatment, that is, in an inpatient setting. We already know, based on some of our other cases, it's a pretty extensive wait list for that. So he'll be waiting, I guess, for a bed to become available. Could I have another ROA sheet, please? He'll be waiting for a bed to become available, and then hopefully get the appropriate treatment at that time. I don't know what could be done in the interim to cause him to want to engage a little bit more in services or even in court proceedings. But I'll leave that to the professionals to decipher. At this point, the court will adopt the report and incorporate the report as part of the court record, and he'll be ordered to undergo treatment in an inpatient facility. Any additional matters for today's record?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
Nothing for the defense, thank you.
Okay, you're all set on this file. Thank you, Mr. Brodowitz.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Who's Jeff? You're muted.
Okay, sorry about that. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Who are you,
Okay.
Jeff?
Good. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing well, but I said, who are you?
Oh, I'm sorry, Jeff Dice.
Okay, Jeff Dice. Do you have an attorney?
No, I do not.
I didn't know that. Let me see, is this a corporation?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Now, a corporation can't represent themselves in court.
Nobody said I had to have an attorney.
Well, we don't have to say it. You're a corporation. That's the law. A corporation can't represent themselves in court. You gotta get an attorney.
Okay, I can get a hold of Dave Clark today then and turn this over to him.
Okay, so you do have an attorney?
Well, I do have an attorney, but I don't have one right here with me.
I recognize you don't have one right here with you, so I'm just asking you, do you have an attorney that you typically retain or that represents you?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset this 1 week so that you can get your attorney to file an appearance and appear.
Okay, I will get on that today.
August 29th.
August 29th at 11.
Okay, thank you.
You're
August
welcome.
20. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. We're all set on that one, Ms. Williams. Oh, I have the file. Let me finish writing them out. Yes, give me just a moment. Defendant orders. Was I supposed to check the box on that I just gave you back, or you already checked it? I did. Okay. Thank you. Defendant orders. Undergo inpatient. Ms. Williams, can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you get the new date? I reset him because he has to be represented by counsel.
Yes, I did. I still have another court case. That's why I'm still waiting.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, no problem. Okay. I'm gonna start dates because I can't have too many of them.
They reuse the red envelopes.
Yeah,
But if you want to stamp,
I can't. We have this many. They can scratch it out. I don't care if they scratch it out or use it.
the judge names.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and we don't, oh, you need his file. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Amari McPherson. File number 23-01781, council appearance. You're muted, Mr. Staples.
Sorry, Your Honor. Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
An assistant public defender, Sarah Donnelly, on behalf of defendant Amari McPherson, who is appearing separately by video.
Okay, Mr. McPherson, today was the date that we reset your matter for under 21 with a blood alcohol and a hindering oppose. And it was reset, Ms. Donnelly, because you wanted to get some body cam, I believe, or no, there was an offer extended. He needed time to consider.
Yes, Your Honor, and today he would like to accept that offer.
Okay, Mr. Staples, can you put the offer on the record?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer was to accept or to plead guilty to the under 21 BAC, and the city would drop the hinder and oppose charge.
Not accurate.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. McPherson, did you want to accept that offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under the penalty of perjury.
Yes.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. Okay, Mr. McPherson, before you could plead guilty and accept the offer extended by the city, you would have to understand the following rights, and then you'd have to waive the rights. Number one, you have the right to the presumption of innocence. So you're innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to require the prosecution, which is the city attorney's office, to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt by proving each element of the charge being brought against you at a trial. You have the right to a jury trial. At the time of your jury trial, you have the right to remain silent and not have silence be used against you. You have the right to see, hear, or question any of the witnesses the city intends to call against you. You have the right to call your own witnesses or present evidence at trial that you believe further a defense to the charges being brought against you. Do you have any questions about those rights?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you're willing to waive each of those rights today?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody making any promises to you to get you to waive those rights?
No.
You said no?
No.
Any threats being made to you in exchange for you waiving those rights?
No, ma'am.
Are you currently on probation or on parole?
No, ma'am.
You understand that a guilty plea could result in a conviction that you may need to report to your employer.
Yes, ma'am.
A guilty plea can also result in a conviction that may have impact on travel or immigration status that you may be seeking.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you entering a guilty plea because you believe you're guilty?
Yes.
Okay, as to count one, which is under the age of 21 with a blood alcohol content of 0.02 grams or more, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Factual basis, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right, Mr. McPherson, on September 10th of 2022, were you operating a vehicle on a highway or other place open to the general public, that being at or near West Oakland in the city of Lansing, Ingham County, state of Michigan?
Yes.
And before you had been operating that vehicle in the city of Lansing, had you been drinking?
Yes.
All right, and were you contacted, did you have contact with the Lansing Police Department at that time and place?
Yes.
All right, and were you taken to the hospital and were they performed a blood draw?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and do you dispute or and you don't dispute the results by which they found that your blood alcohol content was at 0.206 grams per 100 milliliters of blood?
No, ma'am.
All right, Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Any questions from the city?
Nothing from the city, Your Honor.
Court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea. Finding your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. This matter is set for sentencing. October 17th at 8:30. You need to appear within 48 hours to our probation department so they can get you scheduled for a pre-sentence interview. Okay,
Where is that located?
we're in at the courthouse. We're at City Hall, 120 West Michigan Ave. The probation department is on the 5th floor. You need to be there no later than Thursday at 10 o'clock in the morning, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna require you to undergo a substance abuse assessment prior to your sentencing. Do you have any questions at this time?
No, ma'am.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
And nothing for defense, thank you.
Okay, you're all set. We'll see you at in 2 days.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. We know what happened to the interpreter. Well, we do have new phones that act a little janky.
They said yesterday her phone was acting up. And IT was not finding it.
Well, they are overwhelmed because they screwed up everybody's phone. I think they're all trespasses. Mr. Staples,
Yes, Your Honor.
there was an additional file that Mr. Pruitt was in warrant status for. I think he was supposed to be arraigned on it. So it's not technically one that you moved to dismiss, but I'm wondering if you're willing to dismiss this one rather than have him arraigned on it.
Since he's unlikely to gain competency within the window required, dismissal is fine on that.
Okay, because this is actually incident from April 10th anyway. Actually, incidents from 2022. I don't know why he's just not being arraigned on this. So I'll note that that's to be dismissed. Do we have any more proof? Oh, okay. Did we see Ricardo Eddington?
No, Your Honor, I did not see him, and I tried contacting him, and I haven't had luck.
Bench warrant him.
Is it his first failure to appear, Your Honor? He does have, he has a felony matter.
He failed to appear, I think, at the time of his arraignment. He said he didn't know, he didn't remember why he failed to appear. And there was a speeding that's probably defaulted from that. Okay, let's see. Andrew Morales is in custody.
He was released.
Oh, he was released. No one has contact with Mr. Morales. Jeez.
Called him, left message.
Okay. Here. You said that the defendant on Hakim is here or no?
He's not here. They are all here.
Got it.
I just sent you an email.
Who you sent me one?
Nick.
You're all here on the code compliance matter? Oh, interesting. Were you just appearing as members of the community or were you witnesses?
Anything that works, review.
Oh, well, not for me, the city attorney. Ms. Williams, can you come up to the courtroom? We have about 12 people here, minimum, on your other code compliance. Ms. Williams, can you hear me? Mr. Staples, is she in the office with you?
Yeah, I can run down. I'll be right back, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Hadigmana? This is
Yes,
not
sir.
bedtime. This is not
Oh.
bedtime. Yeah. We're waiting for the interpreter. We don't know why they didn't come. You just sit
Oh.
patiently, okay?
Okay.
The record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Steve Harriman, file number 23-00880, council appearance.
Matt Staples on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Stephen Harriman.
Okay. And Mr. Harriman, today was the date and the time that was set for a pre-trial for driving unlicensed. You were here back in May. You said you wanted to obtain a license and you were arranging transportation at that time. We set the matter and then you failed to appear. How are we proceeding today?
Your Honor, my understanding is that the Assistant City Attorney, Matt Staples, has confirmed that Mr. Harriman does in fact have a valid license, and we'll be dismissing the case today.
That's correct, Your Honor. Our SOS report does show that his license is valid at this point, so the city would move to dismiss.
Okay, this case is dismissed. You're all set, sir.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You too. We give you a warning. Mr. Staples, was you able to get in contact with Ms. Williams?
She should be on her way up, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
That's not the item on docket.
What's this, Alex having? I'm muted. Sir, what's your name?
My name is Marwan.
I'm sorry? What is your name?
Marwan Edmund. My age is 6.
No, we can't understand what's going on your end. Something's off with your device. The issue is if this is the defendant, his device is not properly suited for court because we can't understand anything he's saying. It's just weird feedback. Mr. Hatem? Hello? And now he's frozen. You need to appear in person. You need to come to the court. Excuse me?
I think you said outside the country.
That's why he can't understand what he's saying. He's not in the country. That's what it sounds like he was saying.
Outside the country.
Oh, well, you were responsible to make sure you had a connection that makes it appropriate for you to appear in court virtually. We can't understand what's going on your end. Okay, let's see. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Marwan Edmund Hatem, file number 2300871. Council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Emmanuel Williams appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Okay, and then a person identified as Alex Hatem is on Zoom. When I asked him what his name was, I couldn't make out exactly what his name was because the connection of his device. It did appear that he was indicating that he's currently out of the country, and he may be using someone else's device if that is, in fact, Mr. Marwan Edmund Hatem. Today was the time to proceed on a code enforcement hearing. How do you want to proceed, counsel?
Your Honor, I doubt I can talk to him with this connection. I would like to ask you first if you want to allow the representative of the neighborhood to speak to the matter.
Absolutely.
Anyone wants to address the court?
Okay, you got to come to where there's a, if you come around, because we have microphones, have to pick up your voice. And then you'll state your first and last name and spell them both for the record.
There.
Yep. What's your name, sir?
William Harrison. Live at 2832 East Westchester, Lansing, Michigan. Harrison.
Okay.
The issue began in mid-May where the residents at 2813 had new occupants after Mr. Hatem had managed to get rid of a couple of red tags due to plumbing and electrical. They moved in. I think the word is that the residents, William Anthony Anderson and Brandy Anderson, paid for the last inspection so they could move in. They moved in with no less than 7 four-wheel vehicles, 3 motorcycles, a larger than 25-foot RV trailer that hauled some of their motorcycles, and have at various times since then had not only those vehicles, but several others of their friends. Last night, there were 5 motorcycles on top of the ones that usually reside there. They're parking them in the front yard. They have 2 of the vehicles are routinely parked in the public right of way. It's a mess that we're very concerned. Those of us that are here are very concerned that if it's allowed to continue, that the property values and the appearance of blight, because most of the cars are I won't call them junk yet, but they're very old cars, and some of them not in very good repair. 3 of them are alleged to be inoperative. That is, we've seen them be pushed from the street into the driveway, out of the driveway into the street. So it's something that we've been living with now since the middle of May. They don't seem to be interested in correcting any of that. They seem to be oblivious to the mess that they've created in an otherwise pretty pristine neighborhood. I don't know how else to put it other than that we're very concerned. We know that the landlord now has an action against Mr. and maybe Mrs. Anderson for back payment of rent.
He's actually messaging the court right now on Zoom. He said he's filed an eviction and they have a scheduled court date September 27th.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
I've also seen that Mr. Anderson has had past due rent actions against him by former landlords. He's got a rap sheet of 4 pages long in the court filing. That is pertinent to this case, but it might be pertinent to how quickly we can get them evicted. Pardon me. Mr. Hittem can get them evicted and the mess cleaned up in our neighborhood.
So as it relates to the demand for possession for non-payment of rent, this is not a termination of tenancy. They can pay their rent and the case gets dismissed.
I get that.
So he's not trying to remove them because of the condition of the property.
I know that, and I realize it's not pertinent to our code violation issue. It's just, it looks to me like our hopes for a quick abatement of the mess in our neighborhood is slim to none. And we're here to plead to the court and Your Honor to do whatever you can to expedite cleaning up that mess. I'm told that they can tow things if the court so desires or so orders.
Absolutely. Typically, and I'm going to be frank, but typically the city attorney's office will try to work with the landowners to try to get them to deal with the issue. Doesn't sound like we're in a situation where that could happen right now. Have you had any contact with the owner?
Oh, no, Your Honor. So once we heard that there was an eviction hearing scheduled on September 27th, my intention was to reach out to Mr. Hutton's attorney who's working on the eviction process so we can work together on drafting an order that would help him with the eviction and would help us clean the property and fix the violations. So for today, since we are unable to get Mr. Hutton to speak in court, I would like to ask the court to default them on fines and fees for $500. And if we can adjourn it till after September 27th to give me the chance to speak with his eviction attorney to work out the violations.
Okay. Did anybody else want to? Up, there's a hand up in the back. Ma'am, can you come up? This is Westchester. It's over in the Cambridge Downs area. Francis Park over there. If you state your name first, please state your name first.
Elizabeth Boyd.
Spell them.
Elizabeth Boyd, Elizabeth. Last name is Boyd, Boyd.
Thank you.
I live at 3035 Westchester.
Oh.
I don't live directly by the house, but I drive by it regularly. I would just like to obviously reiterate what Bill has said, but also remind the court that we have worked with the city of Lansing on this issue. We've been very respectful of Mr. Hittem. We've all put this hearing on our calendars, so we were here. I don't understand why he was not here. We have worked with code compliance with city council. We've done everything we are supposed to do by the book. And he has had ample opportunity to clean this mess up. And as Bill said, this has been going on since May. To allow this to continue for another month, in my opinion, I think it's wrong. And if it goes on for another month and you have a hearing on September 27th, who knows what will happen then? I see no reason. I mean, the city has sent him letters. We have a copy of those letters. He has had ample warning, ample notice, and we've heard nothing. And I want to also point out that this is not about a rental home. We have numerous rental homes in our neighborhood. We welcome everybody in our neighborhood. It's a very good neighborhood. It's strong. It's diverse. And to have this going on is unconscionable, in my opinion, and I wanted to say that to you. Thank
I
you.
appreciate that. I know it's a nice neighborhood. I was looking for a house over there myself. So I get it.
Your Honor, you're on
The 27th is not a hearing for this, though. The 27th is the hearing for an eviction. And to be honest, again, these people can write him a check for his rent today, and then that case gets dismissed. It doesn't address the code violation issue. I see Tom Berry just joined. Mr. Berry's on this matter or another matter?
Yes, he is. He's the code officer on the matter.
Oh, yeah, I did see Ms. Statuick earlier. Okay, but I agree with Ms. Boyd. It's Ms. Boyd, correct? I agree with her. The defendant had ample time to properly appear before the court. Appearance via Zoom is not a right. It is a privilege. And if you cannot appear, I sent out Zoom instructions. I remind people you need to appear in a manner that's appropriate for court. You can't drive, you can't be in the bathroom, you can't take a nap. It's a privilege. And so if you can't appear in a way that we can meaningfully conduct a court proceeding, then you got to appear in person. He's not appeared properly to court today, so I will grant the default judgment. The concern now is your request to put it off or reset it for 30, or I guess another 30 days.
Until after September.
So after September 27th, but the property owners, the people that pay taxes over there, they want this abated quickly.
I understand, Your Honor, but the city, we have limits of what we can do and what we cannot do. We are trying to resolve the situation between all parties. But again, we can't give this situation special treatment. We're treating it like every other case, and this is the procedure that we follow at the city.
I recognize that. So abatement meaning you're going to try to work it out after he's defaulted?
We're working it out. If nothing comes out of the discussions with his eviction attorney, or even if the situation gets resolved after the hearing on September 27th, we can move on for the abatement.
Well, he's got a default now. We don't need to put it out for him to work on an eviction. The eviction has nothing to do with this.
I understand, but the default that I'm asking for is for the fines and fees.
Correct.
But the abatement is a separate issue that we would like to address further down.
Correct, but typically when they fail to appear in a situation involving code and there's a violation, the city has the right to go in there, address it, and bill them.
I understand, and that's why I'm asking for the fees.
Correct. Why are we waiting until September 27th when actually September 27th is a pretrial? It's not a hearing. It's just a pretrial. They're just going to be advised of their rights, and it's going to be set another 30 days out until October. And then they could demand a trial, and then it gets set out another 3 months. The city does not have any reason to attach this case to an eviction.
Our intention to do that is we understand that Mr. Hattem, he wants the tenants out of the property. And what we're trying to do is working with the city, we're trying to get him to draft an order with his eviction attorney that would benefit us to fix the violations and would also benefit him in his eviction proceedings.
We're not concerned about his eviction proceedings. We're here for a code violation.
I understand.
We're not here for an eviction. How can the city get the property taken care of and bill him for it? That's what we want to know. We're not working around an eviction on this matter. We're working around a code violation.
Okay.
And he's failed to appear.
I was here 2 weeks ago and I did the same thing. I asked for default on fines and fees. I adjourned it for 3 weeks to allow the property owner to.
What does that got to do with this case?
The same thing. That's the same procedure.
It's not the same case.
I understand, but it's the same procedure that we follow. So if we want to forget about.
We did not set anything else out for an eviction on the other case.
I understand.
Okay.
But if forget about the eviction, the same procedure that we follow for each case, default on the fines and fees, adjourn it for some time to allow them that time to fix the violations on the property. If nothing happens, then abatement is next. without regard to the eviction.
Yeah, we're not, that's what I'm saying, we're not sending this out regarding an eviction, is what my concern is.
Okay,
I don't care what happens with this eviction.
okay.
There's nothing to do with this case.
Mhm.
And so that's what I want to make sure the city attorney's office is understanding. We're not going to work around an eviction on this matter, because he can let these people stay there for all week here. That's none of my business. I don't know if the eviction's before me or not. It's a separate issue. But whether they stay there or not, they don't have a right to violate the code while they're staying there.
I understand.
Okay, and your defendant here is indicating he has a bad connection and he can hear us. Sir, you haven't appeared properly for court, so we can't meaningfully conduct a hearing with you. And so you're being defaulted. You need to appear in court in person. We're not doing court appearances where I have to try to configure what you're saying.
Very well, I'm here.
I don't understand what you're saying, because you don't have a connection that's appropriate for you to conduct a court proceeding.
Well, the connection is better now.
We still don't understand what you're saying. So the default was granted,
Thank you.
as I stated before, and then you want us to set this out for a date so that you can see if it's worked out. If not, then you'll move forward with the abatement, correct?
Yeah, we can do 21 days. That's disregarding the eviction process.
October 3rd at 10:30.
October 3rd at 10:30.
Thank you.
Okay, the matter is set out October 3rd, 10:30. Default will enter today as to fines and costs. Let's see, let me remove this because it's gonna create feedback for me.
Do you need me some next 7-day order? Your Honor?
Yes, if you can submit an order under the 7-day rule,
I will do it today.
that will be great. Any additional matters for the record,
Your
counsel?
Honor, thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Can someone explain to us what just happened, because I'm not clear what I should do. Am I under the impression that nothing will happen on the part of the city until October 3rd?
The city is taking the position that they want to go, can you wake her up, please? That they want to go and try to negotiate or work with the landlord to get them to take care of removing whatever the conditions are at the property. And that typically works. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't, then the city has to go in and do it and then bill them. They're trying to avoid doing that. They want to make the guy do it himself.
October 3rd is the deadline.
October 3rd is the date. Yeah, that would be the deadline for the next court date.
I can address your questions outside. if you'd like.
I'd rather hear it from the judge.
No problem.
And I would like to know the protocol that the city will be using, because this is not the first ordinance that they broke. I mean, the trailer was out in front of the property and the city had to give them a warning, tickets. And Mr. Anderson had told me, I make an 8-figure salary. I can pay for all of those. And so then he moved it from there to his driveway. And there it is. And not only that, but he's going in and out, or someone is going in and out of that.
And that's definitely a question that Ms. Williams could best address, because I don't have any idea as to why or how they're operating with the actual tenant. Obviously, they will go after the property owner and not the tenant. I don't know if this guy was cited personally or not. He wasn't ordered to appear on this today. So as to how the city moves forward in processing their violations, Ms. Williams can absolutely answer those questions.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Just one more. October 3rd. October 3rd is the date that,
That's the next hearing date.
so it's
Because
not the date that they have to be in compliance.
Well, it's kind of a dual thing. She's trying to get it worked out by October 3rd. If that doesn't happen, then the court's got to issue an order. We got to move forward at that point with something. An order's got to go forth because we have a pending code. So they're either going to dismiss it before then, or they're going to show us that it's been brought into compliance. They've abated the issue, whatever. But that's the control date that we set it for.
And you can order that today.
Their request is to follow their normal procedure, which is to allow them to get it abated and work with the land property owners to get that addressed. And so they believe that they have a mechanism to do that. I'm not going to set it out in accordance with an eviction because I know that this eviction could easily either be dismissed before or after that, or it could be set out who knows how long, because the person could demand a jury trial.
Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions, Ms. Williams? Did you want us to open the jury room for you?
Sure.
Okay, we can open the jury room and then you all can pull your questions to her in that jury room, okay? Code compliance, if you want to pull up your device and get into Zoom, I'll put y'all in the private meeting room.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Who's on the iPhone?
Ron Banks.
Okay, I'm gonna put Miss Statuick, Mr. Berry in a meeting room, and then Miss Williams is going to log in as well when she gets into the private room with the members of the community. I think they have some questions.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. What is that noise? I thought that he was dialing in, but yeah.
We just adjourn it.
We're gonna have to reset it.
Can I get a, well, if that's Mr. Banks, that's getting dismissed. I would like to talk to, if he speaks a little English, if I could talk to him in a breakout room.
Okay, Mr. Hatagimana, Miss Donnelly's gonna log in to talk to you.
I'm already in a breakout room.
Okay, and then Mr. Banks, you said Ron Banks?
If that is Mr. Banks.
It is Ron Banks. And Mr. Staples, are you moving to dismiss this matter?
From Mr. Banks?
Yes.
Let me double check, Your Honor.
Who's our attorney?
I don't, oh, yes, Your Honor, this ticket was improperly written, so we would move to dismiss.
Okay, the motion to dismiss is granted. You're all set, Mr. Banks.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Because not every neighborhood is like that.
Ma'am. Are you under the influence of something?
I'm not a morning person. I take medicine too.
I didn't ask, you said you did what?
I'm not a morning person. I'm not.
Okay, so if I gave you a PBT right now, it would be fine?
Yeah.
Okay. You say you're onto medication that makes you drowsy?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you able to proceed with the court proceeding today?
Yes, I'm ready to get it done because I'm about to go home.
Well, I don't know.
You can have probation come up here and do it right now.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna have probation come and administer a breathalyzer first, okay? But I don't get to come as I prefer.
Michelle's gonna come up.
Thank you. Did I put Miss Will? I didn't. Let me put Miss Williams in the room. 3.
Yes, we are.
Mr. Johnson. Oh, I should probably put all these back together. Yeah.
Okay, I was just gonna let him know what the date will be.
What date? September 12th at 10.
September 12th at 10. All right.
On the record. Wait, who was this that we have?
Trenton Johnson.
Okay, on the record, in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Trenton Johnson. So she can have a seat right there. Yes.
That's fine.
Trenton Johnson matters number 23-00787 and 788, council appearances.
Matt Staples on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Trenton Johnson, he is in the courtroom and staying.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, I have 2 files. One is a no insurance, one is a no ops. Council, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I have spoke with Mr. Johnson on this. He went to the Secretary of State to get the details on what he needs to get done to get his license back. He reports that if he pays $243 to the Secretary of State, that he can get his driver's license and registration. He is also getting insurance quotes. He requests a 3-week adjournment. He intends to pay the Secretary of State next week, and then 2 weeks later, when he gets paid again, he will purchase the insurance and be in full compliance.
Johnson doesn't like to come to court.
No, I actually came and they said they sent me a letter at that because they canceled it. She was not there, the judge. It was a total misunderstanding. I got nothing in the mail, anything. I come here, basically turn myself in because they're like, you have a warrant. And I'm like, what? So I came here and they sent a letter, they said for the 30th or something like that. And I never got any letter. And I always get my mail every day.
I have 2 failure to appears on these files, not 1.
I don't see, I have a bondsman and everything. And
April 14th, failure to appear, and then you were arraigned, it looks like, on July. It said, well, you were supposed to be arraigned on July. I think that's when you said that the magistrate was unavailable. Is that what you're talking about? Okay, it looks like it was reset for the 31st, and then you failed to appear.
They've only had one of them, as I know of.
Okay,
They were saying
so
that-
you have no problem appearing back on your next court date?
No, absolutely not. I came and turned myself, I didn't even know I had a warrant. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I came in and I was not aware of that, ma'am, at all. Of any
You said you need 3 weeks?
Oh, correct. If that would be possible.
September 12th. September 12th at 10. We'll get you a copy of your notice to appear. You can have a seat. I need her breathalyzer on this young lady here.
I want you to take a real deep breath and I want you to blow until it beeps. Okay. I'm gonna try that again. One more time. She's good.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Yep, no worries. Just wanted to make sure.
Okay. What's your last name again?
Culberson.
Culberson. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Keisha Culberson, file number 23-02251, council appearance.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
John Lee on behalf of Taquisha Culberson.
Okay, Ms. Culberson, today is the date set for a pretrial on an unsanitary action in public expectorate. How are we proceeding? Council.
The public city attorney, Matthew Staples, has offered to allow Ms. Culberson to plead guilty, or I'm sorry, accept responsibility for a civil infraction of disturbing the peace. Ms. Culberson would like to do just that here.
That's correct, Ms. Culberson?
Yes.
Okay. Your fine is $50. When can you pay?
Today, well, not all of it today, but I was gonna come and drop my in today because I'm late on 5.
Okay, what are you gonna pay today?
25, 30 bucks.
When are you gonna pay the balance?
Today, and then I'm gonna,
Were you gonna put all of it on today? Or I thought you said a portion today.
a portion,
You're gonna pay 25 today, and then when are you gonna pay the other 25?
as soon as possible.
Well, I need a date so I can let them know. Otherwise, they'll.
Before Friday.
They'll
What's
have-
today? Wait, what's today?
Today's Tuesday.
Before Friday.
You sure you can do that before Friday?
No.
Okay, any additional matters for the record?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
You're all set, ma'am. What happened with Dylan Sherrill?
I have not seen him yet this morning. Your Honor.
Okay. Well, thank you. Mr. Staples, I think that's all we got. Mr. Schreiber failed to appear, so we're gonna default and bench warrant him. And then we had to go ahead and reset Mr. Hatamangana. I know I said that wrong, but you know who I'm talking about. And we set that for September 12th.
Okay, I had Denisha Martin and Eric Shaw on at 11 as well.
Neither of them have appeared.
Okay,
I think I put the wrong thing on one of those files. It should be defaulted, not bench warranted. Tanisha Martin is gonna be a bench warrant. This was for Sherbo. He had 3 files, and I think the first one I gave should be, this should be a default as well. No proof insurance is a civil infraction.
and there should be a no plate as well.
The interpreter. I'm sorry?
There's a no plate as well on Sherbo.
Yeah, I should have 2 defaults for him and 1 bench warrant for him.
Okay.
Correct. Yep, sounds good. And then Eric Shaw failed to appear. Let's see. On the 7th, the magistrate arraigned him. He said his 2 uncles passed away and he had to arrange help for his grandmother. She gave him another personal recognizance bond, but then he's failed to appear again. So unfortunately, this would be the 4th time that he is bench warranted.
All right, and then what was the date for hint? I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it.
Correct. It's gonna be September 12th. Oh, wait, did we have an interpreter all of a sudden? I thought they said he was gonna be here in 5 minutes. The original one? Hello?
Hello.
Were you
Can you
supposed
hear
to be
me?
here? Were you supposed to be here at 9:30?
Sure.
Okay, what happened?
Seems the details that I was given by my supervisor were wrong. I was there. I was told that the cases were dismissed. So that's when I was given correct details.
Okay, so yeah, we tried to contact Lingo to find out what happened, and we had to reset the matter because we didn't have an interpreter.
Oh, I see.
So you're all set.
So I will be informed of the new date, correct?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I think that's all I have, Mr. Staples, until this 1:15.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. I'll see you this afternoon.
Thank you.